Alright, that's the final Stream Link Live. If Sneko can't join me and I have to reset the lobby when we finally got rain, I'm going to throw hands. Hey, Epsilon. Just when it was looking comfortable, enjoy some rain, I guess. Heavy rain as well. Causes had to start passing A. Has he done splits? He has done split 6. Okay, so it's SSL 30, which is Syndra running it off, admittedly, fair enough. And Nathan in the car for... It is Nathan in the car for Epsilon. Incognito. And P5 is... it's Eli to end it off. So it's Eli P5, Big Fat Pikins P6, which is Mr. J, who gets another range stint to do. Aero GT Emerald, so it's Goalie. Then it's LTR, which is Snicko. Then it's Aero GT Purple. Then it's SSL 130. I believe it's Ollie. Yep. Then it's Deck. I'm volleyed out the room again. Then it is TVG, Queenhead White, Shadow Line Motorsport, Black Flag Racing. Alright, let's see what we can deal here for the final couple of runs. Snicker's going to join one more time and try. Eli needs me to wait a second. Alright, Eli's back, so we don't have to wait for Eli anymore. Need Roland to try and join though. Track is already dry. So look, what just happened there? Something just popped up, but I don't know. Alright, I guess we're going because they have decided to pull out. So we're down to 14 for the final stint here. Yep. Oh, you don't have anyone to replace. Okay, that's fine, man. That's fine. Let's start then. That's a shame because you've been doing a decent way to get yourself back into it as well. That sucks. That does suck. Alright, here we go. We have a fuck ton of rain on the track. It is definitely raining. The problem is, most of this rain is going to be inhabited by a goddamn formation lap. And then a year and a half wait in the pits. So we'll have to wait and see how this all plays out. Alright, 2 hours left to go then. We're just going through the lap at the moment. Sindra's a minute 29 advantage over Astro. Astro's going to hope that the wet line can try and disintegrate. Going to try and disintegrate that gap as much as possible on the wet, but it's not going to be kind to him, that's for certain. It's wet for both Faster Stream and for Sindra. He probably might, you know. Brutus, that was a complete 180 on what you did earlier on. What is the actual speed limit? 1 second. Once I find this document, I will actually send that in. It doesn't actually mention that you have to go at a certain speed. Yeah, it doesn't actually say you have to be at a certain speed. Yeah, it doesn't actually say. There is no min speed limit, yeah. There isn't any actual speed limit in that book at all. Not that I can see. There is no speed limit. It said you cannot exceed 150, but it didn't put a minimum speed limit in it, so he can't do anything. So he's going to be able to dictate this as you wish. Ahmed, it's right. I was just looking at it. There is no mention. No, we do things by the rule. I'm not telling him. We're doing things by the rule. The rule doesn't say that there is a minimum speed limit. He's allowed to dictate the first lap as he wishes. The only rule said that if you are, the rule only said that you're allowed to, that the speed limit is 150 miles an hour until you hit the straight at the back, which is 60. There is no rule. No, I'm not telling him. End of story. It's as simple as that. I am not telling him. If you want it, put it in the rulebook. It is quite that simple. Quite frankly, yeah. If you're that conscious about the weather, I'd be going slower. You're doing you all a favour by going more than 50. Almost. You almost did. That's why I looked for the book. That's why I looked for the book first, because I wasn't getting that. You almost did get me. I'll give you that much. Fair play. Almost had me. You almost had me. I'll say that much. At least Sidra just sat here like, I am not letting rain screw my chance of winning this race. This is dangerously slow. This is literally not dangerously slow. There is nothing dangerously slow about this. You're all going the exact same pace. There's no dangerously slow at all. Tell him to go and tell him that we need to make less laps next time. Then we'll be good. We both fucked up with the lap times. We have to deal with the consequences. Tell her to hit pause. Do a full-blown NTO. Alright, the rain has just started to dissipate now then, so didn't last too long then. Just getting a drink to my throat actually makes it to the end of this stint. Currently slated for, it's actually not that far off midnight. What was put on here? It's fact saying he contemplated jumping in instead of rolling for a moment, watching this. He has absolutely no regrets. There is nothing in the rulebook that stops this. I am usually the first person to tell Ahmed to go fuck himself, but I am for once on his side. That makes me feel, that makes me want to throw up. It's honestly, for once, we have been spending the entire week asking teams to read the rulebook. We have spent earlier on today telling the Icelandic team to read the rulebook. And then once a team finally reads the goddamn rulebook, we get mad. I think it might be time to upgrade. You might upgrade the rules. He's definitely not going to get to do this again. But he's seen it. It is fair play to the guy. I can definitely tell you, Ahmed, you're not going to get to do this twice. That is as simple as that. There'll be a minimum speed on the next one. Sintra sucks in the wet. It's like, we could lose this race if Sintra drives here. Nah, I think you'll be fine either way. And now he's technically going too quick. Engine damage isn't the easiest thing to actually pick up, I'd like to point out. Yeah, it's the Belstein Bridge that actually says in the thing. You are right, fuck. This is the point where I have to tell you that the tires you've used doesn't count until the end of the goddamn stop! It's the same reason we don't allow the pit stop change. I'm pretty sure that doesn't actually happen. Let's have a look. I'm taking this road, I'm pretty sure. We don't actually allow the same roads here for the exact reason. Because we don't allow the change to exist in the first place. Now I have to do a I now have to do an actual rules check. I haven't had to sit here and goddamn look at the rule book in so long. You made me do it twice in the space of a minute. Let's have a look. Let's go to the range section of the group, of the thing here. Whether or not the race is determined by you've used the set and it's during a water gauge is at least partly wet. Any pit stops performed before starting lap 1 will just not count as your mandatory pit stop. How do you even manage to do a pit stop before the start of lap 1? There's intermediates there anyway, so it won't matter. I did have to check this rulebook because that does make sense. So we haven't used the mandatory tyre yet. If you go onto slicks now, you will have to change the tyre. Intermediates for Astro. I'd like to point that out because there's technically not. You haven't reached lap 1 yet. Interesting. The intermediates for Syndra and for Astro off the start here then. So they have both now done the tyre compound rules by virtue of the rule book. We've had more look at the rule book today than we have done the last 3 or 4 seasons. I don't remember the last time I had to do a rulebook check. Let's have a look. Nathan's on the car now, trying to figure it out. See what tyres here they're going to elect to go to start this one off. Alright, that is Nathan out on intermediate. Then the track is starting to dry out. I wonder if people are actually going to go on soft before the end of this. That's going to be the interesting part to me. Incognito, the next one out of onto the track. Then we've got Eli after that. Mr. the J in 6th. Intermediates is just starting to go now, and the track is going to dry up eventually, but it isn't going to dry up a lot while there's not a lot of cars on track. Let's have a look. It looks like Incognito's gone to the medium tyres. Incognito has gone to the medium tyres. Ouch. He's gone straight to medium tyres then. It is already 20 seconds lost for Sindra in the rainy start to this session. It's not game over yet then. Sindra needs to hope it dries up and dries up quickly. So this is going to be an interesting interpretation of what the rulebook says now then. Because the rulebook states that if you haven't started lap 1, which lap 1 here is technically lap 2 because of the formation lap, then you haven't actually done the compounded tyre yet. So from what I read of the rulebook, Incognito will have to use a soft. They ain't going to use a hard, I can promise you that much. He will have to go onto a soft tyre at some point. Unless it rains again. In which I would be extremely surprised given how the rest of the weather has gone today. Let's have a look. Let's see what's going on here. Yeah, Incognito changed his tyres. I assume Eli's going to change his as well. Anyone on wets right now is not on a good tyre set at all. Intermediate tyres right now for Sindra. He's going to go on... Well, he's going to be on intermediates for now. We'll have to switch to the softs in due course. Or to the mediums, rather, in due course. I wonder when he planned on doing it. Astro Streamer's got it with just outside the minute range, and this is about as good as a start Astro could have hoped for. It may be a risk, yeah. It's going to save him an entire pit stop if he gets it right, however, it's Incognito. Eli's going to follow him out in the same boat. So Eli has gone onto the medium tyres as well. It's a case of now how well can you keep the car? The answer was almost not good straight away there for Eli, but he is going to stay alive. The answer now sticks at what can you do on the medium tyre. It will obviously save you an entire pit stop if you get it right. If you get it wrong, it might kill your entire race. I would think so. I would think so, but what do I know, eh? Instead of J, the next one out then. Have a look. The gap now within a minute. 57 seconds now between Sindra and Astro. Sindra's the track where Sindra is significantly drier than it has been in a while. That dry line has now appeared. I do hope we get some changing conditions in this one. Test everyone's abilities just a little bit. Does mean that we'll finish later on into the night. But that's mine and Jill's responsibility for not doing correct maths. Astro keeping it together right now, just maybe a little bit more than what Sindra is doing, and I can imagine this is pit stop error for Sindra. It isn't. Okay, so Sindra is going to stay out a little bit longer on the intermediates. Stay on the very much a wetter line at the moment. It's soft to Mr. the J, who probably would have wished for another rain stint, to be honest with you, given what he did earlier on. Stay on the safer tire. The dry line is bone dry, like completely dry. If I'm Astra, I'm going in now. Unless I can see more rain on the radar coming, I'm going in right now. Yeah, I was about to say, I don't blame him for that in the slightest. As long as he's able to keep this alive, keep this on the dry, on the dry stuff for a lap, it should be, in theory, significantly quicker than anything Syndra can do on the intermediate tires. Like, multiple, like a country mile quicker at that. Of course, you've got to keep it alive for long enough. There's going to be mediums or softs. It is softs here for Astro Stream. Gap now 117. Needs to keep it better than that. It's not a good start. It is very much high risk, high reward. If you get it right, this could turn the race, this final stint, into a little bit of a competition. You get it wrong and it is game over. Game, set, and match straight away. Astro's the one that needs to roll the dice. Syndra does not. Syndra's already deployed as many tactics as he possibly can to keep himself out of the rain as much as possible. There is very much one line that Astro Stream can take through this, because it's the only line without anything going away. It'll dry less quickly as well because of the actual the fact that we're at night as well. This could get interesting. He's already cutting in the gap. 118 went after the pit stop. It's already 115 now. Eli's got damage on the front. Yeah, right on his mediums. He does have a little bit of damage. Everyone's starting to go. I forgot that there's about 6 or 7 different guys that are actually fighting for the final spot. They find the front is getting a little bit spicy. Gamer is now in 8th. Don't forget that every single one of the guys in the back here all started at the exact same time, and then Gamers went on to intermediate, to speak English. So Gamer didn't switch the tires. That's why he's in 8th. Problem for Gamer is exactly what just happened. Prime Cold's on the dry line. Prime Cold's going to drive past him. It'll be the same for every single person going behind him that's on a dry tire. Have a look. We got Jill on the soft. Mediums for Sandancer. Softer Mo, and then Ollie on the soft as well. What do you mean, how is Jill there? They all left at the same time, Jack. What part did you not quite understand? A maximum waiting time was 11.5 minutes. Everyone up to Brutus, well, not including Brutus, who had 10 seconds of a gap. Everyone behind Brutus on the last stint fell into that timing. Yes, they were meant to, Jack. It's called the maximum wait timer, you clown. We have only said it 100 times today. If I'm being generous, it probably is more than 100 times. We say it at the end of every single stint. How on earth have we got to stint 6 and don't know this by now? Gamer currently in the lead, in the advantage place here in 9th. Prime Core has managed to drive away. He's got 3 or 4 second advantage already. A couple of guys kicking up a little bit of water. don't want to be doing that too often because you're not going to get anything. I don't think you're really going to get much of anything stuck behind Gamer here. You have to make a move. The problem is Gamer can just stick on the dry line and you can't do anything about it. Gamer is in full control of the rest of the grid here at the back. Prime Cole got away and my God, is he going to be better off for it. Deck's going to go the long way round. Gamer's just going to sit on the dry line and force him into an issue. And there's a little bit of contact and Deck has gone so far off, he might as well be in a different continent. Contact there between Gamer and Deck straight away. And Gamer just came across. Yeah, never really... Deck... Oh, that is one hell of a slide. Never really stood a chance and already had damage on the rear of the car. And everyone else has got past... has also got past Gamer, so... I guess Deck was a sacrifice for the greater good. Alright, so Goldie has got away now, and is only 125 off the back of Mr. the J. Eli is already had damage at the front. I wonder if he's going to pit to fix that. He's not going to pit to fix that, so he's just going to stick as he was. Incognito's already 21 off the back of Nathan, which means that, quite frankly, the idea that the medium tyres is the way to go has benefited Incognito already, and there's half the gap he needs to the car in front. Astro and Syndra, I can only imagine Astro's made an error or two here. Because I don't really see why Astro would still be a minute back in this scenario. He has already pit once, admittedly. Syndra has not. That's actually probably benefiting Astro more than anything. Was 50... Yeah, actually, Astro has got it back within a minute. I don't know what I'm talking about. He's actually gained 18 seconds. Just recollecting the events. He's actually gained 18 seconds back on Syndra. And now Astro is trying to chase for a little bit more. Syndra should be pitting sooner rather than later. Yeah, I just forgot that he actually put a pit stop as well in that situation. That's why the gap has come back to what it was originally, rather than just sticking despite being on the same tyre. Syndra's in trouble. Yeah, well, one thing's for certain, Syndra has to pit on this lap. If he doesn't pit on this lap, he is screwed. The longer he stays out here, the better this is for Astro. There's Mr. the J flashing behind. Clearly not happy with something. I'm not sure why Mr. the J... I don't know if one of the Icelandic guys can give us a little bit of an update. Why is Mr. the J flashing the entire way back down the back straight? And Syndra is going to pit, and he flashes them again. I assume it might just be a binded button. Astro, 52 seconds now. Oh, he's just messing with him. That's fair enough. Alright, I'm just confused. I don't know if I missed anything, so if it's just a little bit of banter, that's fine. Syndra's a big lad. He can deal with it. He's probably done a lot worse, to be honest with you. If it's banter, we were all good with banter here. Rob the Rain King of his stint. To be honest with you, I genuinely do think that might be the best stint I've seen from a Tier 4 driver before. The gap now sits under 30 seconds. 26 seconds the advantage. From Syndra to Astro Stream, and we have a race. This could not have gone much worse for Sindra if it tried. Prime Astro's back. Prime Astro might be about to cause an upset. If Sindra makes a mistake here, it is still 24 seconds. Astro is still catching. If there is a mistake in this, for Sindra, this one lap, goes wide, gets on the water, does something that's irregular to the track, then Astro's going to be right on the back of him straight away. It is. But the 25 seconds doesn't sound like a big gap when you put it into perspective. It started at 1 minute 30. It's not a big gap, but he has gained a minute already. So you are right. I'm not adjudicating that you are not wrong, Brutus. It just does not feel as big of a gap when the gap was originally 1 minute and 30 seconds. We're now in the position where one mistake is enough to lose. He will pull an advantage now, yeah, because Astro's we just hit the dry tires and we've hit the dry tire stage and going through. I would like to point out that Sindra is the only person currently driving on the on a non-Wes stint to have made a mistake in that car so far. I don't want to. Iron at the beginning is it was a stint in the first wet stint. Sindra is opening the gap. I want carnage. I personally want utter carnage. Sindra crashed once. You must have missed it. On this stint, definitely would have missed it. He crashed earlier on in the day. We got that right and center there when he did that. It was around stint 3, I think it was. We are in the territory where one mistake is enough to lose this race now. 7 seconds the gap between P3 and P4, and that is going Incognito's way at the moment as well. That's just starting to fall exactly how the polls will want it. P5 is a long way back. The rest of the group not really forcing any of the issues right now. We'll go back towards the back as well. The game has tailed off at the back, followed by Deck as well, who obviously was involved in the crash early. Sundancer's in 12th, 3 seconds off Mo. Currently on a purple lap so far. Mo is about 6/10 of a second off Jill, who's not that far off the back of Ollie, who's managed to get himself up into the top 9. Prime Cole very much got himself away and clear. And Aero GT will take 3 cars in the top 8 again. Mr. The J is going to have to... He is losing time to goalie, but I don't really think he's struggling too much and probably won't struggle too much to hold on to 6th. Eli still got the damage from earlier on. Incognito currently charging down Nathan at a rate of knots right now. If I am Nathan, I would start to feel a little bit worried that that podium spot is going to get ripped away from you and there's nothing you can do about it. So this is what I was questioning earlier, Anonymous. from what I read in the rules state that if you have done lap 1, if you go in before lap 1, the tyre does not count. Which is the rule we do apply when we say the formation lap don't count, you have to do it if you switch your tyres at the end of the formation lap. That doesn't count as a switch. Which is what makes me think, I mean, it won't matter anyway, because they are going to have to do a soft tyre, they're going to switch to a soft tyre at any point. But those who started on a medium, started on intermediates or wets or whatever, then went to a medium in the pit stop originally, will have to run a soft. Those who started on the intermediates and then went to intermediates, for Syndra and AstroStream in particular, I think Nathan as well, they're fine. They can just spam softs to the end, I'm pretty sure. That's how I would rule it. There is Big Fat Racing, however, if you do it before... It's complicated, because that is the rule we usually follow. What you're bringing up there is the rule we usually follow. But there's a second rule that states that anything that happens before lap 1, which we usually count as the first racing lap, doesn't count. So there's a little bit of a collision there. I don't think we were quite ready for. I am intrigued to figure out how a steward actually would interpret that. No, because I already pushed him away. How many sets of rubber they use? They're allowed to spam as whatever they wish. The debate we're currently having is whether or not it counts to use the wets at the formation lap. That's the debate. I would genuinely like... I would be intrigued to see how a steward would interact with that. Like, if it got brought up in a report, would you tack the minute on? If obviously they just then spun soft for the rest of the night. Here comes Incognito on the outside of Nathan. Highlight for Incognito. Probably didn't want to be up there. Nathan will hang on. For now. Because Incognito now the inside. Oh, it's going to be close. Incognito has got it done. Yeah, I'm about to say, yeah, Wack's bringing up the Inters gate at the Nürburgring GP, funny enough. Astro spam? Did he? If he did, it didn't cost him that much time. I don't know if he did. He's only 9/10 of a second down in his fastest lap. God damn it, Epsilon. Try to watch a different battle. It looks like Nathan is now going to drop off the back of Incognito. And this is essentially what Incognito would have loved. This is the perfect scenario for him because he had a lot of work to do. Wacky had given him a gigantic task to get on the podium, but the rain has equalized it pretty much immediately. I think he did make a mistake, but it's not a good one. It's not a big one. He was only 9/10 of a second down on his first sector. His other one was 18.9, so it's not like we could figure it out very heavily. And there's still only a second down. It might have been a mistake, and I don't think it was a big of a mistake as you think it is. It is still a one mistake situation, one mistake window that Syndra is operating on. Incognito is on right now. This is going to be very interesting to see the end of this one. Incognito is trying to steal a podium away from SSL, who are currently leading the race as well. Had a miniature scare when the rain started to fall, but I would say cheesed it, but it was a really smart play to try and wait out the rain in the formation lap. Honestly, it's about as smart of a play from that rulebook as I've seen in a long time. We have moaned all week that people should read the rulebook, and that when people read the rulebook, other people get annoyed that they read the rulebook. And Incognito is already 6 seconds up on Nathan, and this has been extremely one-sided between this battle, between the Pole and the Brit. Looks like the gaps at the back of the grid are also starting to open up. Jill is cleared, they're clear of Mo. And only looks to be clear of Jill as well. No, nowhere near prime call. 10 seconds up the road, then goalie a further 13 seconds up the road on his Aero GT counterpart. And then Mr. J has got himself up to a minute 20 in advantage in that regard. So it looked like the Vikings are going to be safe in 6th, unless something miraculous changes here. They need a couple of mistakes in particular to switch anything around. Eli's made one mistake, which means the gap is now 2 minutes and 6 seconds further forward, but Eli's going to have to make a couple more in the vein that he did earlier on to really stick it. Eli has damage and he hasn't fixed yet. And a long way off the top 4. Syndra is just slowly but surely pulling away. Astro needs him to make a mistake or to have more rain. I think you would take either or in this scenario. If you get more rain, then this would be about as good as Astro could hope for, because Syndra doesn't seem to be that good in it. Eli in off the medium tires. I can only assume he's in there to fix his damage as well while he's at it. Which is interesting given the fact that his medium tires aren't that one. The fuel tank isn't going away anytime soon. It would have had at least one more lap, probably 2, if he had chose to go with that. Hasn't been lapped yet, so he will go the entire way to the end of this race. This is going to be a very careful drive out the pit lane, that's a certain. It's still not dry on the pit lane and on that first turn either, by the looks of things. Definitely looks like it. Eli's been able to get off the medium tires he already used, but he's now completed his tire set. So he doesn't have to. He doesn't technically have to use another tyre. However, he's going to just spam soft till the end of the race if given the chance. Mr. J is still going to be far too far back to really make anything stick of it anyway. Yeah, he uses the counter. Let's have a look at the rest of the group then. So it's 39 from Sindra to Astro. And Incognito is 11.5 clear of Nathan. Mr. The J is now into the pits off the soft tyres. Won't be gaining too heavily on Eli then. Goalie is currently still out on track. Probably gets one more after this. I'd have to guess. He is 12 seconds ahead of Prime Call. We'll see if Prime Call is going to be able to catch up to Aero GT Emerald by the end of this one. Looks like Prime Call 9 seconds ahead of Ollie. And then it's Jill after that. Jill getting caught a little bit now by Mo. And Sandancer after that. And then the two tailed off at the back of the grid of Deck and Gamer. With LTR not finishing the race, ending in 15th. Jill getting caught. He is getting caught at a rapid rate now. And they're going to have a little bit of slipstream down the back straight. Let's see if Mo can get close enough to make anything count out of this. The tyres are starting to fall off from both cars. It looks like Jill is going to be able to survive. He's up over 1.2 seconds now. That was a very quick switch around from what was about 7/10 of a second. And Jill into the pits now then. Same with Ollie, Mo, all of the group at the back of the grid all start to go into the pits off the softs then. I assume Deck probably goes one more. Given the situation. Gamer not long since onto the medium tyres is going to go for a fairly decent chunk of time. Ollie has only put in 67%. Jill goes on to a full tank. So another set of soft for Mo and for Ollie. Medium's going on the car, however, for Jill. Comes out slightly behind of Deck. We're back to the front. 46 seconds of the advantage all of a sudden. This is just one-way traffic again. From a commentator's point of view, this would be really nice if Sindra just binned it. Or it can rain again. Either or. Astro's going to pit at the end of this lap. Those tyres are already starting to go a little bit cold now. Goalie is on medium tyres now. Pitted off of them onto the mediums is just ahead of Sandancer for now. Who went on to the mediums to start with and is going to continue on the mediums for a decent period of time. Only on half fuel as well. Sandancer almost snapping the car there in the chicane. The goalie should be able to drive away from Sandancer as long as he can keep the car facing the right way. Mr. The J 1 minute 12 seconds up the road in 6th place. Everyone up to Eli has been lapped once in this race. It's now 20 seconds the advantage now for Incognito over Nathan, and Nathan doesn't really stand much of a chance of finding his way onto the podium now. Incognito very much. No, Astro doesn't have damage, no. And there's no one on the grid right now that has damage. Mr. the J just trying to go around the outside. His tires are just falling off. The Astro's tires are just falling off the cliff. Mr. the J obviously just put on fresh ones, fresh mediums. So that's why the difference exists there. Tire delta probably still swinging in the medium's favor at the moment. Let's have a look. And down the grid, the gap all the way back out to a minute again. Astro has had an absolute mare of a lap. Astro has had an absolute mare of a lap. He has dropped all the way to a minute behind Sintra again, and all of a sudden, it has just gone back to one-way traffic. I don't really see a way back from here. I don't know if he's going to get punched, but I don't think it'll matter anyway. I think it's already game, set, and match. I think it's already kind of game over. Astro knows the numbers as well. That's why he stayed out. Yeah, he started on it as one of the 2 or 3 drivers that technically does have the ability to go spam soft all the way to the end. Albeit, I don't even know if that's beneficial for him right now. The blue flags have been waving for a fairly long time, but it's for Mr. the J, who is actually driving away from Astro right now. Goalie is slowly but surely catching the group in front of him, but it is probably too little too late to actually gain him an extra position out of this. I don't really see him gaining a minute, some change in this period of time. Still a very long time left at the Nord. They have 10 laps left on the clock. Let's have a look. Sandancer is still there and thereabouts on Goalie. Goalie needs to... I thought Goalie would have been able to drive away here, but he hasn't really been able to do so. Hasn't really been able to do so at all. Sindra now into the pits off the soft tyres. Oh, Sandancer doing a little bit of a dance himself all the way through the corner. Keep the car on the track. Still goes on. The car not that far in the background. Prime Cole starting to catch up. And Prime Cole not exactly in the worst position here. And also, Sundance is able to get himself 8th here in this race by some miracle. He should take that and run, given the fact that I don't think I've seen them come off second bottom the entire night. We're currently just a couple of, well, about half a temp. Not about half temp, half a second back. Astro now into the pits then. Astro now into the pits. Eli is out! Eli is out! And we have a DC on the final stint. Ouch! That'll give Jill a little bit of work to do at the end of this one then. That is rough. You 12 hours. Eli done most of the 12 hours of that. And he gets absolutely denied by the by someone's internet. I don't think it's mine. And, well, out of all of that, I guess that is a promotion into the top 5 for the Icelandics. The big fat Vikings have managed to work their way into the top 5 by, I guess, default. 5.5 minutes off the back of Nathan, and he's just slowly DDoSing the rest of the lobby by the look of, by any chance. 5.5 minutes is not possible to get back. The first rain stint was a fever dream. I'm not even sure I count it anymore. It's just an absolute fever dream. I mean, it's probably getting hung up somewhere in Iceland because of how well Mr. The J did in that session. It's honestly. Oh, Nathan! Just about testing the limits of what you can get away with. Let me exit some of these corners. Incognito is 35 seconds up the road, and I don't really see anyone stopping him from ending in 3rd place. Need to find a museum in Iceland to stick it in. I'm about to say it didn't go very well after that, but they can definitely take. I reckon if you offered top 5 to the Big Fat Vikings at the beginning of the day, they probably would have taken that. Nah, I don't think I will, Himmy. I don't think I will. Statue of Mr. J in the middle of Reykjavik. Goalie died. Why? Yeah, goalie definitely died. 8:54 is not a great time anyway. It's definitely not lap 2 anymore, I'll tell you that much. Prime Call the Sand Dancer. They're going at each other. In front of goalie here. Goalie had an issue. He dropped all the way down to 8th, and all of a sudden the work that had been done by Brutus on the last stint has been somewhat undone. I would say that Brutus could be rightfully annoyed at that work, but also he also had about 4 hours earlier on where he shot his foot clean off, essentially, in racing form. Yeah, Eli, incredibly unfortunate. I can imagine Eli's not the particularly happiest at the moment. Golly's trying to get himself back to Prime Call, trying to get himself back to Sandancer. Sandancer's not going to complain, because this is the highest they've been all race. All 12 hours of actual racing. This is the highest that team has been, as Shadowline has been the entire time. Yeah, I could imagine why, and I feel like it would be fairly justified. Let's see if Golly can get himself involved here. Ollie's not that far off the back either. We might turn this into a four-way for P6 in the end. Jill is 21 seconds off the back of Mo at this point. It has not gone very well at all for Queen's Head today. I'm not entirely sure there has been a well-executed stint by that team, honestly. Every single one of them has been not really existent. Yeah, that's the second one, I think, from third one from Mortal that may have been executed well, but that's about as much as they've had all day. Oh, just had a bit of an error there. Slightly dropping the car. We'll stay alive for now. Ollie is only half a second behind Golly. Golly's not going forward. Golly's going backwards as it stands. Ollie's going to give him a run. We all know about Ollie's pace. If you've been in Monday League and done any sort of practice races with Ollie, you know he's got random pace whenever he shows up. We'll have to see whether or not there is something in this for the Swiss. That's how low. So we got four-way now. We've got a four-way fight. It is Sandancer ahead of Prime Core, ahead of Goalie, ahead of Ollie. All four of them are going to go hammer and tongue at each other for sixth place by the looks of things. We are on toward the end of lap 6 here. We'll stick with this battle until we get an answer, a resolution between the four drivers. And then we'll go to the front to see where we actually are in terms of this race. Don't forget, everyone in here has already been lapped at least once. It looks like Prime Call just giving him a little bit of a run for his money. He's not really pushing too much to try and make a move, but he's just letting him know he's there. Ollie seems to be trying to push Goalie a lot harder in the background of the shot. We go down to the end of the straight, go onto the back straight here. And quite frankly, this is going to be where you see the moves. If this might be the place where Sandancer gets used as a sitting duck. Goalie a little bit wide. I'll compromise his exit just a little bit. Might offer Ollie a little bit of an opportunity to make a move. It'll offer him an opportunity to make a move straight away down the inside, or down the outside rather, for Ollie. Using the slipstream of the car ahead, should be able to pull in front of Goalie. They are side by side still. There is a side by side further forward as well between Sandancer and Prime Call, which Prime Call has won. Ollie has lost out against Goalie for now. Prime Call wins his. Ollie loses his. Ollie loses theirs as well. So we'll see what round 2 is going to bring us. The Sandancer is going to have a go straight back potentially at Prime Call, and then obviously Ollie's going to have another go at Goalie. As they head down toward turn 1. Ollie's got the inside line. Ollie's got a lot of the inside line now. He's got alongside. Dive bomb a little bit. Gets on the brake, get an exit. Look at that for an accelerated exit. What a run that is from Ollie. You see him, boom, he just turned into a completely different gear on the exit of turn 1. Almost like goalie was stuck, just watching him. I think Ollie will take that every day of the week. Sundance to the next man up. Oh, Perry left. Perry left before the end of the finals. Before at the end of the last stint. We have to deal with my almost hoarse voice at this point. Ollie to the inside of Sandancer. And that's just a random send in a random place to the track, but Ollie doesn't care. He's up another place. Incognito into the pits. Off the medium tyres. Ollie has just started putting things together over the last lap and a half. He is purple as it stands. Because why common sense, I guess. That's the kind of thing you expect to see in the middle of a race, eh? Ollie just randomly going purple when Astro and Sindra are out in front. Ollie is... I don't know what Ollie did differently, but whatever he found out when he was in the bottom tier clearly worked. It has worked extremely well, because no one else has realistically been able to find an answer for it. He's driving against people who will be in Tier 3 next season. And in Tier 3 and Tier 4 next season, and it's driving extremely well. Prime Call 2.5 seconds up the road. And Prime Call is a very, very solid fixture in Tier 3 at this point. Oh, I think there may have been an error. I think he saved it. It looked like Prime Call may have saved it. But his car was definitely not facing the right way for a split second there. And now Ollie is all over him. Ollie pulls 6 out of nowhere here. It'd be quite frankly ridiculous. Mr. the J still 1 minute and 4 seconds ahead up the road, so I don't really think there's going to be any issues for him as we continue to go onwards. Prime Call trying to fight with Ollie. Sundance has got a little bit of space to himself there in the back of the shot, and Goldie is tailed off the group now. There's a couple of the pit stop changes still to come later on. Up in a Perry being that Perry. He left! He's got friends to host. The man has other things to do that's not ALR. Apparently. Imagine. Disgraceful. Here comes Ollie. Pulling to the inside of Prime Call. Backs out of it. Now has to go the long way on Prime Call. Just to get something to stick. He said he had to go marinate some chicken. Or something like that. In the last stint. Here comes Ollie looking again at Prime Call, not really being able to make him stick though. Honestly, appreciate it, man. Means a lot. I'm doing this for a while. Not my first rodeo on these 12 hours, actually, doing the full 12 hours. I did one last time out. Was it Le Mans last time out? Why do I not remember that? Yeah, Le Mans last time out I did all 12 hours. I think it was 10 hours of Spa before as well. Because I did, I actually raced one of the stints in that regard. Ross didn't want me on a 12-hour on a Monday tier this season, so I'm just going to pick up whatever slack's left, I think. And then, also, Esports as well on a Sunday. Do Esports on a Sunday, a couple hours there, a couple hours a week there as well. But we love it. I honestly love it. When it comes, I just love watching and trying to give the energy to these kind of races. It is a bit of a struggle when it comes to the 12 hours, and there's just gigantic gaps the entire way down the grid like we've had in a couple of stints today, but it's still doable. Yeah, I'm about to say I'm not always good. I've had a couple of seasons where time has not been my friend. Things to do, kind of life issues getting there as well, but yeah, I've got most of those kind of sorted. So if I need to take Monday on again, I can take Monday on again. I don't have a degree to go to anymore. Imagine. Alright, Prime call on the fire again. Here comes Ollie, trying to get himself on the outside, I can imagine. Won't go to the inside at this point in time. Can he get one more move done? Can he get himself into the top 6? The Swiss driver has come effectively out of nowhere. He'll try and put his name on the map here. Prime Cole trying to keep himself established in 6th place, defending a little bit here. Ollie's going to have to go around. We're not going to get a good camera angle of any of this. We'll see what is going on. They're both into the pits. Then Primecole had a lot more fuel than what Ollie does, so this should give Primecole a little bit of breathing room. The thing is, when it comes to commentary, if it's a set time and set day, I am perfectly fine with it. If I can just block that out. It's the same concept as exams versus coursework. I know that definitely hot topic at times. Sundancer in the pits. 1 second behind goalie, so yeah, he must have had a bit of an error at some point. 8:33. It don't look like he's had the worst. It might just be the tyres may have just started falling off on the car for Sundancer. Either way, he's got to find a way back on goalie. It's 5 seconds further away from the Canadian now as well. Deck not that far off the back of him. And all the work the Sundancer had done to get themselves into the top 6, and now they're about to just slowly faded away. Now they've got to try and keep themselves in the top 10. Jill is in the pits. Mo is in the pits. Definitely looks like Mo has got a lot less ahead of Jill than the 8 seconds he currently had beforehand. It's definitely not 8 seconds anymore. It's currently 4.5. Okay, so it's half the gap between Jill and Mo there for 11th and 12th. They're a long way off the back of Deck. I don't think 10th is going to be too much of an issue for everyone that's currently inside the top 10. Ollie has already cleared Primecole by 3 seconds, but he has put on softs again compared to Primecole's medium tyre now. Now this is interesting. I know for a fact that Ollie did not start on the intermediates. I also don't remember if he's ever used if he's used the medium so far in this stint. Let's see, Nathan is 42 seconds off the back of Incognito. That's not a workable gap anymore. Into the pits he comes as well. That's definitely not a workable gap anymore. I think the pole. I think your top three are pretty much sorted in the order that they've gone as well. Because I don't really see Syndra too heavily. I don't really see Syndra balling this from here. I really don't see Syndra dropping the ball from here. It's very much a well-known quantity in ALR for not making mistakes. And quite frankly, I think whatever the decision from Ahmed was, whoever, if it was Ahmed that called it, it was a great one because Syndra clearly doesn't like the wet. Astro Stream definitely does. We've been here before when it comes to the wet weather with Astro. So whoever made that call to slow the formation lap down probably saved this race for that. Saved this race for SSL. If they had done the formation lap 150 mile an hour, sorry, it would have been a real struggle for Syndra to hold on to that lead. Alright, that's a 112 advantage at the front. Incognito 116 ahead of Nathan. 444 the gap between Nathan and Mr. the J, who's a 124 ahead of Ollie, who is 5.5 seconds clear of Prime Call right now, but they're on different tyre compounds to each other. And probably flip by the end of it. Oh, goalie 8 seconds off the back of Prime Call right now. Goalie on Sauce trying to hunt them down. Sundancer further 9 seconds off the back on the medium tyre right now. Deck in 10th, just there and thereabouts as well on the Sauce, but we'll have to pit probably at the end of this lap, if not, well, you can't pit before because you haven't got, well, you have to actually hit a pit lane. He's definitely going to go in at the end of this lap. Can't go another one afterwards. Not without potentially running himself into the ground. Toyness for the win definitely exists if you're actually if you're racing against me, yeah, of course I've got to be sorry. Nathan's taken the wrong setup. That will very much kill his chance at the podium then. Syndra into the pits now. Sundancer's just defending from Deck. Sundancer's still holding on for now. Deck's going to have to find a way through. Wack, you can't match my all-time win record in one evening. I have 3 wins. You cannot win 3 times in one night. That is not possible. At the time, yeah, you actually had more. You actually had more because I think your double win came before the Alpha season. Technically, you outdone me in one night, but I have 3 wins now, so go fuck yourself. At the time, you may have surpassed it, but now you don't because it's not possible. At least I've got myself rid from that kind of accusation. Astro Stream into the pits now off the soft tyre. They're both just going to start spamming. They're both just going to spam softs to the end. Is going to take something unbelievable to stop Syndra from here. Uh-huh. I still think that Alpha 1, you probably would have beaten me anyway, and I still don't actually think you actually tried. I don't care, it's a win in my book. Obviously, the one in Abu Dhabi was a massive assist from you as well. Well, actually, you've definitely had a big hand in it. Sindra at 113 ahead of Astro for now. Doesn't really look like we're going to get much out of this, to be honest, out of that battle. Nathan's got the wrong setup. It's really not enjoying it. That's a set, and that means Incognito's just going to drive away. Mr. the J is catching up, but it's just far too much of an actual number to realistically catch up the full thing for. I'm going for my 10th constructors this season. I don't care. That's the plan. And Mr. the J, 117 ahead of Ollie. That I don't really see a way that those kind of gaps get closed. This close to the end of the race. Prime Call 10 seconds off the back of Ollie already. Ollie trying to open up a pit stop gap if he can. Sandancer is 17 seconds off the back of Prime Call. Dex in the pit. I assume that's a medium tie going on if that's how long the softs are going for. No, it is not. It's a soft tyre staying on. 84% of the tyre going there. 84% of the fuel going on. Jill trying to go the long way around on deck. Trying to get something to exist. The goalie is off the track. Goalie is off the track. Right off the pit lane. Exited the pit lane, got on the new tyres and crashed immediately. Oh, he didn't crash. He got absolutely obliterated by T-Bop. Oh, not T-Bop, sorry. It's Mo, actually. I forget that it's not T-Bop in there. It's Mo now. Yeah, Mo just obliterated him straight off the rip on the pit lane. And goalie is going to drop all the way back now. Gone from a potential 6th place all the way down to 12th. And that is the tale of how these races go at the end of the day. You don't get a penalty for that. No. Jack, we can't add a penalty for something there is no steward's fault. The only penalties that get added are the failure to complete tyres, which is a minute that gets tacked on, and jumping your grid box. I have no idea. It was definitely it was a wild move. It was a wild move from Mo, but it isn't gonna get a penalty because there isn't any goddamn steward to give a penalty. Deccan, I think that's Mo there trying to fight it out. Look like Deck trying to go after Mo, trying to get himself involved, trying to get himself a position. How Mo didn't get damaged from quite the shunt on goalie, I have no idea. Mo defending on the inside now. Mo just trying to hold on to that position, onto that line as much as possible. They've all both of them, Mo and Deck almost, just ran themselves off the track there. Almost handed Jill a 3P9. To answer your question, Ross, goalie just got obliterated by Mo. We're 13 because Eli DC'd on the final stint and lost track in racing, didn't find anyone to replace Roland, and Roland couldn't join the lobby. Don't know why he couldn't, but he couldn't. Yeah, spatial awareness lab scaffer, yeah. And realistically, they're not nickname today, that's in this one. Just straight through the back of goalie. Oh, he's off the track again. It is not fun. It's all over the place watching Mo try and exist on the track. Mo is all over the point. All over the place, sorry. Deck somehow survived that. I genuinely has two almost... well, he has one murder to his name. He almost murdered someone else. There's a bit of a mess here from TBG. That's a certain. They don't have to do pre-qualified, so they don't have to make they don't have to make it worse. That's a certain. So they get away with that. Tier 1, it's split one drive for them next season in Esports. And Mo's off the track again! Mo is all over the place! Goalie's even worse! We have yellow flags left, right and centre. Mo definitely had a bit of an error here. He was all over the place. He's just not even on the track here. And yeah, then goalie, oh, it's a little bit, that's going to suck. Damage as well. He managed to get himself resetted very quickly. He's got damage to the front because he just couldn't keep it together. Mo somehow avoided damage because he just scraped against the wall, I guess, instead of whacking it. Jill's managed to find himself back into the top 10. Queen's Head, despite having an absolute travesty of a day, somehow managed to potentially find their way into a P10 for all this. But if Mo's anything to be gone by over the last lap or two, it might be a wary couple of laps here. Mo kicking up a little bit dead again. Yeah, goalie's car in the background, not having a fun time. Forward, Mr. the J into the pits. No one else really doing much of anything. Incognito 52 seconds ahead of Nathan. It's not long since Incognito's last pit stop. Yeah, you can hang that 4 laps up in the Louvre if you want. Everything else since that 4 laps has been horrendous in every single way possible. Jill has managed to clear 1.3 seconds on Mo as he looks to try to solidify the P10. On lap 9 back here, so which means we're on lap 11 at the front of the grid. You can have 3 good laps if the other ones are potentially the worst I've ever seen you do. Yeah. Goalie doesn't seem too happy with Mo. That's a set, and then I can understand why. I can very much understand why. drove straight through the back of him like he's just two-footed him, trying to bring him down when he's one-on-one with a goalkeeper. Very much looked like a cynical collision as well in turn 2. And goalie's into the pitch now then. Try and fix the damage, I assume. Well, I'm goalie, I just put medium tires on, go to the end while you're here. He literally. Let's have a look at what is going on up and down the grid. Is there anything here that's even worth talking about? Jill is now 3 seconds off the back of Declan. 2 seconds clear of Mo behind. Always a good sign for holding your position, that's a certain. We are very slowly but surely entering the latter stages of this stint. Another 4/10 of a second gain from Jill in the GP section on Mo. Actually about 6/10 of a second in the end. Got up to 2.5 seconds the advantage. He is slowly losing on Deck. Deck is just getting himself in a position with the fresher tyres to clear house and try and hold on to 9th place. Sundancer probably has to go one more into the pits. It won't have to be for an awful lot. Given the fact they've already been lapped once. They won't get lapped twice. Gamer might, depending on how well he drives these last couple of laps. I'd be very surprised if he did. Syndra still 113 ahead of Astro. It is well and truly in need of a miracle at this point. He's even purple at this point in time here, Syndra. He is just putting his foot down right now, and he's literally just putting everyone else to the sword. About as comfortable of a 12-hour race as we've actually seen at any point. Still purple here in the middle of the lap. Astro 113 back, and it's 56 seconds that split Incognito and Nathan, and I think the Poles are going to get a podium on ALR debut. The top 3 finish on their first attempt. Looks like Mr. The J's just got... It's about 5 minutes behind Nathan still. He is only 25 seconds clear of Ollie. I can imagine that's going to come back to Mr. J a little bit when Ollie pits, but Ollie isn't pitting right now. We'll pit the end of the lap though. Definitely doesn't have enough to go one more. He should still come out ahead of Primecole. Primecole's got damage. Actually, Primecole's got damage to the front of his car. Oh, that could make things a little bit more interesting. Sundancer is in basically the same boat as Primecole, just without the damage. This could be a position for Sundancer to gain now. There is an opportunity if Sundancer can take it. This could get very interesting very quickly. It's now 5 seconds the gap between Primecore and Sandancer. Sandancer has a real opportunity to snatch an extra position out of this. This will be the first time this entire race, pretty much, where the eyes begin to light up if you're in that Porsche. It has been a rough day at the office, and you really should have changed the car when you were given the option yesterday morning. My God, he might be able to snatch a top half finish out of this, which would be an absolutely wild statement to have to be in position for. There's still a possibility. Oh, Gamer's round. Goalie's not really having a fun time. Gamer's managed to 360 his way just out front bumper damage, much of what we saw from Goalie the lap before. Mode 3, nearly 4 seconds off the back of Jill now. That's not really an opportunity waiting to happen. Jill needs to pick up the pace to catch up with Deck a little bit. As the opportunity is still there for Sandan, so the time is coming down. And it continues to come down. What's 4 seconds? Now 3.6, 3.5, under 3.5 for Sandan. So he goes for a last, well, it won't be a last-ditch attempt, but it'll be a opportunistic move on Primecore here, just to snatch an extra position. I wonder, can he do it? He's got within 2.5 seconds now. Primecore's got the damage. This is going to be an extra 15-ish mile an hour in the advantage for Sandancer. It might not be the straight he gets him, but it's going to be very close by the end of the lap. Neither of them are going to pit here. Unless Primecore want to get rid of the damage. Neither of them are going to. Any pit they choose to do from here on out is pit to the end. You go on to softs more than likely to figure it out. And Primecore is going to go in. I am somewhat surprised by that. And finally get an apology from Mo from the earlier murder. Now this is interesting. Where's Deck going to be compared to Primecore? Deck's coming over the line now. Primecore's about to come out of the pits. Jill has gone into the pits as well, so that's the final run for him. It is going to be soft tyres for Primecore. It looks like it's about 7 seconds advantage to Deck right now. Deck probably still has to pit, however, which probably hands Primecore that advantage back. Sandancer will still have to come in as well. That is one hell of a stat, Brutus. I'm not entirely sure that's a big... I'm not entirely sure that's a flex. Ollie 8 seconds to clear of Sandancer right now. 56 behind Mr. The J. And Ollie is just starting to put the foot down a little bit. It is too little too late to realistically catch the Icelandic team. I don't think Ollie will be too disappointed with the way things have unfolded here. I think Mr. The J's eyes was lighting up when he saw rain in this lobby. And Sindra took that away from him. Hasn't really done an awful lot since. He has been driving on his own for a fairly long time. Nathan into the pits now then. Pretty sure Mr. the J's going to the end. I'm pretty sure Ollie's going to the end. Pretty much a stalemate as we are. We are on lap 12 at the front of the grid. I don't really think there's going to be a lot. I will give Brutus credit. The one stint he actually got right, he got very right. He's definitely going to want those other two back. Because if he had done 3 stints like he did that 3rd stint today, I genuinely could have potentially fought for a podium. Prime called pit. After his damage earlier on, he pit. Currently 34 seconds ahead of Mo, who is ahead of Jill. And Jill must have had a problem there. That didn't look too great. He's already overtaken. He's already behind Mo there. It looked a little bit weird when we went on the camera angle. Like it was just a wide corner. Prime Call got 34 seconds beforehand. And 6 seconds to Deck in front, but Deck's got to pit again. Sandance's the one he's dealing with. Honestly, I think you're probably aiming a little bit too low, even in that regard, Brutus. Sandance's still there and thereabouts. There's the yellow flag. There is the yellow flag. Oh, it's Ollie! And all the work that had been done for the Swiss has just been undone at the end. And he was on absolute fire this entire stint, and that is a way to crash it down and burn, that's for certain. That will give Mr. the J a lot of breathing room, and a bit of breathing room he was probably wishing he definitely could have now. He will get it. Syndra's going to spam one more set of softs. And unless this is arguably the worst stint potentially in the history of the server, it's going to be a race winning stint. We go through. Syndra's done his final stop. Astro should be in for his in due course. The end of the lap here will be the final time we see pit stops for these groups of players, these groups of drivers in this 12-hour race. That usually is how most things happen. You are doing something until you're not. Astro into the pits now then. Incognito is comfortably ahead of the rest of the group at the moment. Those are asking when I'm going to make me a pick. I told you midnight. There's still a couple of laps left to go here. Sandancer now 8 seconds clear of Ollie. Ollie's made his final stop, though, to go to the end of the race. It should still be 6th for Ollie. Genuinely think that Ollie will still get P6 in all of this. Prime Call, that must have been an issue there. Someone somewhere's had an issue. There has been. Deck is off the track. Let's have a look. Down the green flag that just popped up, saying it was good to go, but that probably means there's a red flag somewhere else. Oh, that'll do it. That'll do it. That'll do it. Right across the track. And that'll just drop Deck a little bit further back, and Prime Call is definitely clear of him now. The issue now for Prime Call is Sandancer is still there and thereabouts. Sandancer will probably come in, if Sandancer's got any common sense, he comes in at the end of this lap. They're not going to the end of 15, so they're going to go to the end of 14 after being lapped already. Also, we'll see what Sandancer can do. Time left available with the time left available to him, and potentially some softs. And you would have fallen out of the car with your contact to the barrier. What did you do? This has got to be a pit, surely. It's not a pit for Sandancer. He stayed out again. You're not doing 15. I don't understand that one. Potentially, you should have tried to give yourself as much opportunity as humanly possible. Doesn't look like he has. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure how he's managed to find himself with engine damage earlier on in the race. That's a certain. Sandancer will go into the pits at the end of this lap. That might have been a mistake, because that will give Prime Call a lot more time on the softs to figure it out. Deck is now into the pits. Mo and Jill are probably too far ahead, too far behind, sorry, to make anything problematic with that. We're about to exit the pit here for the South African. Mo is there in 9th now. Pretty sure Jill's going to the end. Don't know if Mo's going to be able to get there. But there is now an opportunity. Was an opportunity for a split second there for Jill to get past Deck. But Deck's now on fresh soft, so realistically Deck should start switching the pain back onto everyone else. Oh, fair enough. Yeah, the braking on the grass, I've seen a few people do it today, and I have also seen nobody learn from it. And it's incredible to watch the same kind of people do the exact same thing multiple times and go, you know what I'm going to do on the next lap? Brake with one tire of the grass. Looks like Deck is going to go after Mo fairly quickly here. Mo is going to get charged down by Jill as well. Jill's just going to try and find a way to try and force himself into the top 10, if he can. Continue on, so now goalie losing a little bit of time to Jill, back toward that 7-second mark, not really going to force any sort of problems. Yellow flag, and I reckon that probably is a little bit of karma coming back. Damage to the rear here for Mo. And all levels out itself out in the end. Damage here for Mo then. Let's see what happened. Oh, he tried it. He tried to stop himself and then just stopped himself right onto the grass and then tried to put the foot down, and you're not going to win that battle. Oh, goalie! Oh no, it's Incognito that almost got squashed there. Incognito is ahead. And it's safely ahead. Goalie is back ahead of Mo in all of everything that's happened. The problem is Mo is potentially going to the end here. I don't think goalie is. All of a sudden, that 10th place has been handed to Jill yet again. On a silver platter this time. There is a potential, and there isn't really that much of a potential to go any higher. Primecall and Ollie are pretty much as they were as well. About 2 laps left of this race for those two drivers. 2 laps and some change potentially. Ollie might get snatched here for 7th. Primecall might get top 7. We know Sandancer's pitting at the end of this lap. We don't know how far he's going to be behind. That's going to be the question for Sandancer. He probably should have gone on a lap ago. Decided not to. Mr. The J's 10 seconds off the lead now. 10 minutes, sorry, off the back of the lead as well. Isn't really forcing much of an issue, but he's probably content with 5th. All this. So Nathan in 4th is pretty much set in stone as well. All the group effectively good with what they've got at this point. Sindra is on lap 14 down at the bottom of the GP circuit. Means we got about just shy of 2 laps to go now until the end of the race. Looks like we're now headed into the GP, out of the GP section for the penultimate time here, into the Nordschleife, with Sindra 1 minute and 8 seconds up, and a long way from dropping this one. This would potentially go down as the biggest bottle job in the history of the league if they lose from here. Is there any sort of battles going on at all? Sandancer cannot tell me he's still out there. Oh, he's about to head to the mini carousel. That would explain it. And Sandancer going down the back straight now. So he's going to get himself to the pit lane in good shape here. The problem is that he's probably going to sacrifice himself to 8th for waiting a little bit too long to come off that medium tyre. He'd gone 1 lap early and gone onto the softs. He would have given himself probably 5 or 6 extra seconds to work with here. But he didn't. It's going to backfire as a result. Ollie's in P7. We don't know if Ollie needs to pit again. I don't think he... No, he might do, you know. I don't think there's 2 laps of tyre of fuel in there. If they both have to pit, and Primecall's going to snatch 6 out of basically nowhere. There you go, Sandancer in. Ollie stays out. Gained the position of Sandancer. Primecall's going to do that as well. means Sandancer's going to be in a little bit of no man's land. I don't know if Ollie's got enough to go 14 laps, to be honest with you. I don't think you need to put 62% in to go 2 laps. I think Sandancer is still trying to go 15 laps despite being lapped about 3 stints ago. Been roughly about 20% a lap all day. Very surprised you need to go into 62% to get through to the end of lap 14. And especially when it's only 2 laps. Take one of the all-time collapses certainly to be on laps, that's a certain. Jill is in the pits. Gonna come out on the soft. See, they're still in 10th ahead of goalie by a second now. And Mo comfortably still in the pits. All of a sudden, that top 10 is no longer certain. That top 10 is no longer certain. Goalie is putting a lot more fuel than what Jill has. We might have a spicy end of the race for the top 10 position here. Elsewhere, not really an awful lot's going to happen. Fame Prime Cold's still going to get to the end. I don't know if Ollie's going to make it to the end of 14, but we will soon find out. Eli Team DC. Eli's Team DC from 5th. I think Prime Cold's going to try and chase down Ollie. I don't know if he's going to be able to do this. Don't know if he's going to be able to do this. Don't know if Ollie's going to get to the end. That is the 50-50 in this regard. Prime Cold's not going to have the tyres to get there if Ollie can. If Ollie can't get to the end of that fuel tank, then that should be Prime Cold's position fairly easily. How do you catch 22? The real question is what is the answer to the question? I don't think the tyres are going to be too much of an issue. Tyres dying is less significant of an issue than fuel running out, that's decided. Only halfway through the lap, on lap 13. I don't know if Ollie's got enough. He's going to have to do some real fuel saving to try and get this to stick. Gap has been constantly coming down on this stint here for Astro, but it's far too little too late. Astro currently purple by 0.8 of a second. On his own time, he'll put himself potentially into the ones. If he can get to the ones, it'll be fastest lap, but fastest lap is nothing more than a consolation prize. Especially at this point. Oh, and he's off the track! He's into the wall! Astro Stream into the wall! Damage on the rear and that! If it wasn't before, it's certainly game, set and match now! Wonder if we're too far back. Well, it looks like we are too far back. Okay. I guess we're not watching that spin anytime soon. So screw us, I guess. That is definitely game over, though. That's Syndra. 1 minute 19 up the road. Dastro's got damage. It is all pointing in one direction. All the mistakes have been coming from the team in second place when they've been chasing. The team in first have been put under absolutely no pressure whatsoever. And when you have been put under no pressure, you don't tend to make mistakes. It looks like Primecord's finally got past Ollie here, so Ollie made a mistake as well. Primecord's ahead of Ollie now. Up in a P6, managed to work his way back into this one. Ollie probably deserved more than what he got, if I'm honest with you. Jumping just never really set him up that well, and admittedly, I don't really think. Well, Ollie's been on fire in this last couple of stints. He isn't giving up against Primecord, by the way. And it's going to take something incredibly special, hang on, but to stop it from going more the other way, but he isn't willing to give up yet. There's only 3.3 seconds now. The gap is going up, not down. Syndra is about to put a hanger lap on somebody else now as well. Not quite sure who. So it's Gamer again. He's getting the lap put on him. It's been one-sided. It's been incredibly one-sided, this race. Since that second stint has gone on, it has been one-way traffic. There is half a lap left to go for Syndra, but as long as he doesn't literally die, there is nothing really going to stop him here. Astro Stream in second, and Aero GT are going to be bested at yet another 12-hour race. Or a team that used to be so formidable, they haven't really been as formidable in the last couple of these. Nathan 148 off the back of Incognito. Incognito done a fantastic final stint here to get himself on the bottom step of the podium. Done exactly what he needed to do when he needed to do it. Hasn't got any chance to get anywhere near the two in front of him, but he has definitely been perfectly fine to step on the bottom step of the podium on their debut, the Poles. The Icelandic team probably takes fifth from where the race was going from the second stint onwards. On their debut as a team in the 24 hours, in the 12-hour races, they'll take that, I reckon. Primecore's going to have enough to outlast Ollie in the end, especially if his tyres last. Sandancer's going to get 8th, which I reckon if you're giving that to him at the beginning of the stint, he would quite literally rip your arm off. Jill is going to have enough here to survive, to try and get a top 10 finish for Queen's Head, despite a really poor day at the office, realistically, as a group. We'll go on to Sindra, who is on the final couple of sectors. This has been there's a couple of sectors left. I don't really think there's going to be a lot that can be changed. I can't actually remember who was the Tier 5 champion. I have to refresh my memory in a couple of weeks. The Syndra is going down the back straight now. And this has essentially been a long time trial for him. He hasn't seen anyone in a long time, but he'll take that every day of the week. There has been only the one mistake from Syndra, but it hasn't really mattered because the lead has been that gargantuan anyway. There's one scare in the rain, but the rain didn't last long enough to give Astro any sort of hope. And the call, whoever made it, to stay out on for the formation lap for as long as humanly possible, definitely paid off and saved the race in the end. But either way, SSL will win, I believe, their first 12 hours race. I cannot speak. They're going to win their first 12-hour race here at the Nord, and it's been comfortable the entire way. Sindri over the line. That team, the number 30 car for SSL, comfortably winning the 12-hour at Nord. One-way traffic the whole way. And they will take that every day of the week. And, well, quite frankly, it's been pretty deserved. And so they are your champions. I can't remember. I don't think it was SSL, though. I don't remember Sindra and company winning that race. God, it's been a while. That's how you know it's been a while, eh? I don't actually remember the one that won the last one. I remember the one the Aero GT won, but that was about it. I think Castro is going to run out of fuel here. Just to add more to the misery. And he is. He's going to run out of fuel. He has run out of fuel right before the line here. So just make the stat padding look a little bit better if you're Sidra. That has been incredibly one-sided. SSL number 30 will win here at the Nord, and it has been a well-deserved win. Aero GT Blue is going to get themselves over the line in second place. Incognito is going to find himself on the podium, but he's not going to be able to actually finish the race because of the time limit that goes on. Prime Call and Ollie are going to get each other. If only this could go to the end of the race. Can Ollie snatch it right before the cooldown starts to kick in? Prime Call got damage. Ollie does not. If he's going to make a move, it's going to be late. It's going to have to be right now. Down the line, Game is the only other one to have finished. Can Ollie get himself over the line? In 6, this is going to be very, very late if he does. He's not going to be able to wait. He's not going to be able to wait to the end of the lap. I don't even know if he's going to be able to wait until the dotted and oh, it's over. Ollie then to the wall. He crashed it straight at the end. He got too eager. And Prime Cole's going to survive, and that's about the best way to term it, right at the end. It looked like Ollie might have been able to steal it. But wasn't able to in the end. And that'll bring to a close at midnight on the dot. It has been a long day. I appreciate everyone that stuck around. I appreciate everyone that took part. I'll take a few things from this one and put it into the one at the end of the season. Pretty much the end of the calendar year now. But with that being said, that is everything we have to offer for you today. The calendar reveals and everything that's going to happen on Monday. The car reveals the following week, the following Monday as well, as we ramp up to the season. The Esports pre-qualifying starts on Monday morning and will run through the rest of the calendar week. But until then, I think that's everything. I will see you guys next time. Peace.